Lovely. Oh, Brahim. Open him up. Brahim. Oh, that should be a goal. Samu. Ciao Milanisti, it's your boy Kush in the Milan corner. Valencia-Milan goes down to a penalty shootout. A lot of old names, famous names being linked with Milan are back in the news again. But before I dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you can watch the Milan Corner videos as soon as I upload them. Kicking things off with the first takeaway from today's match, Milanisti, the youth of this team. Look, the preseason is all about testing out your young players, seeing which players should be promoted to the first team. But this team's young players, specifically Daniel Maldini, has really caught everybody's eye over the last 2 matches. Guys, Daniel Maldini has earned his red and black stripes. Last year in an interview with 433, Rafael Leao was asked, hey, who is the most talented player on this Milan squad? And he said, has to be Daniel Maldini. He wasn't wrong. Daniel Maldini is not just at Milan because his dad is Paolo Maldini. He's actually good. Now, is he going to get a lot of playtime at Milan? I'm not too sure. Considering the fact that we're in 3 different tournaments, there's a good chance he's going to get some minutes in the Coppa Italia or in the smaller matches. But the point is that he should be here. Keep in mind, he's 19 years old. But just sticking with Daniel Maldini and Brahim Diaz, Milanisti, I'm actually pretty happy as to how the preseason is going. Here's the reality. Brahim Diaz has put in a couple of 6 out of 10 performances. Now, here's the benefit of that. Imagine Brahim Diaz is crushing it. He's scoring goals, he's making assists, everything is great quality. Guys, here's what will happen. There's a very good chance the ownership group, the management, they'll say, you know what? We don't need another number 10. And you and I know that's not the case. Look, what happened last season in the winter mercato, I believe, based on the performances that Rafael Leao was putting up as center forward, he was scoring a few goals in the first half of the season. Milan decided, you know what? We need Mario Mandzukic, but that's it. We don't really need anyone else. And we saw how things unfolded. We don't want a repeat of that. We don't want Brahim Diaz to put some amazing number 10 performances that Milan says, you know what? We don't need anybody else. This is our guy. There's a good chance Milan is going to be facing teams like Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG in the group stage alone. Teams will outmuscle Brahim Diaz any day of the week. Which brings me to James Rodriguez. Multiple reports in Italy from TV dello Sport, Calcio Mercato are reporting that James Rodriguez wants a move to Milan. There are suggestions that he rejected a move to Sevilla and his agent is in contact with the Rossoneri. So I came across this tweet on my timeline today and I kind of wanted to address it. I actually agree with this. For as long as Milan keeps playing him as a center forward, I agree with this tweet. But that is the biggest disservice that we can do to Rafael Leao's talent. I don't know why we keep playing him as a center forward. His dribbling skills that he showed today at one point are unbelievable. For a guy of his quality to be playing as a center forward is a complete waste of his talent in my opinion. Rafael Leao should be playing on the wings or as a second striker behind someone like Giroud or Ibrahimovic. Again, just like I mentioned about the number 10 position, I'm scared about the center forward role too. Now, are we just settling with Leao, Giroud, and Ibrahimovic up front? I actually think that Leao has a better chance at scoring more goals if he's a second striker than playing all the way up front. Otherwise, as this tweet mentioned, yes, he's going to be another Balotelli. But in Leao's case, that would be totally unfair because unlike Balotelli, he's never supposed to play that role of a striker. Which brings me to another transfer target in Hakim Ziyech. Milanisti, there were a lot of rumors floating around that the Rossoneri are looking at a 2-year loan deal, a loan deal that would then have an option or an obligation to buy. But let's be real, after his performance today against Tottenham, the guy scored 2 goals in 40 minutes? I just can't see Chelsea parting ways with this guy after the kind of performance he put in today. But at the same time, it looks like they're doing us a huge favor. They're probably going to take Lukaku away from Inter. That means they might even be too attack heavy. And if that's the case, who knows? But at this point in time, guys, I can't see this deal happening. There is one player that I think is going to join Milan, but I'll talk about him after getting through my 3 takeaways. Which brings me to a slight appreciation for this signing that the Rossoneri made. Guys, I like this guy. I've only seen a few minutes from him, but this dude has serious speed. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Am I the only one seeing this? And it kind of makes sense. Paolo Maldini, being the greatest left back to have ever played this game, is the one scouting these quality left backs in Theo Hernandez and now Touré. What do you guys think? How do you rate his performances over the last couple games? Do you think he's the left back that is the perfect backup for Theo Hernandez and now our left flank is covered for years? Which brings me to another player from our left flank, Jens Petter Hauge. that story, that saga is about to be over. I actually feel really happy for Jens. This kid worked so hard when he joined Milan. That transition from Norway to come into Milan, learning Italian, making all that effort to kind of assimilate himself into the club, and then just sort of getting kicked out by Pioli. I am happy that Hauge is going to go to a team where he's going to get a lot more playtime. Nothing has really been made official or confirmed yet, but it does look like Hauge is going to make a 12 million euro move to Frankfurt. Milan have been doing a decent bit of business with this club with Andre Silva, Ante Rebic, and now Jens Petter Hauge. Honestly, guys, it's a bittersweet situation. Hauge's departure means that Milan gets a little bit of funds into their account, which takes me straight into my third takeaway from today's match. Guys, 1 goal against Nice, no goal scored today. That is not a good sight for our attack, but I'm sort of repeating what I already said. I'm okay with it. Imagine Giroud scores multiple goals in the previous match and scores again today. Do you think our management is going to look at the attack, the center forward position, as a role that we need to fill with more players? No, there's a good chance they'll say, you know what? We got Giroud. He's playing really well. We got Ibrahimovic and we got Leao. We don't need anybody else. But the fact that we're not scoring any goals tells me that there might be a little bit more urgency in the management to fill up those roles with some quality players. And as already mentioned, the one reinforcement that I do believe will very likely join Milan, just based on the logistics, I think it kind of makes sense for all sides involved, is Josip Ilicic. There are multiple reports by now that have revealed that he has a strained relationship with Gasperini. The only limitation on the situation is the amount of money that Atalanta are asking for. They want about 6 to 8 million for him. But Ilicic wants to leave, and the reports suggest that the only team he wants to join is Milan. The amount of performances that he's put in for Atalanta, there's a good chance that at the closure of the Mercato, he might actually be able to talk to the ownership group. His agent might be able to communicate with them and say, hey, look, we've been good servants to this club. Now Ilicic would like to join Milan. Respect his efforts that he's put in for the club for years and help facilitate that move to the Rossoneri. I think Ilicic's signing would be perfect for us. He's going to be cheap. He's very experienced in Serie A, experienced in the Champions League. He's 33 years old, so if he costs Milan about 5 mil, as long as you can get 1 or maybe 2 good seasons out of him, that's worth it. That's a worth it investment. The other target we can go after is Nikola Vlasic. Yes, we lost Jens Petter Hauge, but if that 12 million can somewhat subsidize the cost of bringing this guy to Milan, isn't losing Hauge kind of worth it? We get a high quality player who can get results for Milan right away compared to Hauge. What do you guys think about these Mercato targets? Do you think that Milan can land Ilicic or Vlasic? Do you think we have a chance of getting James Rodriguez? Which one of those 3 would you prefer to be playing the number 10 role? I like Ilicic's option because he can play as a number 10, but he can also play on the right wing. That's a department that we need a lot of help in too. I'm done with Samu Castillejo, but even Alexis Salamakers, even though I really like him as a player, in the Champions League, we need way more quality. So at this point in time, guys, with the limited budget we have, Ilicic would be one of my most preferred moves. Make sure to let me know in the comment section, Ilicic, Vlasic, James Rodriguez. Which one can Milan get? Thank you for watching, Milanisti. I'll be back on Sunday after Real Madrid versus AC Milan. 21 Champions League titles between these two teams. As always, Forza Milan, grazie mille e ciao tutti.